All right. Here we go again. All right. So I'm going to try to put the like videos together. That way, the stream of consciousness from one to the other will hopefully make sense. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, so I did talk a little bit about inflation in my other video, talking about China and Russia reaching out to lumpen proletariat groups. I want to explain a little bit about how bad inflation could get. U.S. inflation could hit 3 or 4% by the middle of 2022, veteran strategist warns. David Roche, president of investments for firm Independent Strategy, said yields could double, and that would bring markets to the crunch point. After the pandemic, he sees huge demand as consumers spend the excess savings which they have accumulated. The consumer price index rose 0.6% in March from the previous month and was up 2.6% from a year ago. Dogecoin million. I don't care. I'm not going to read that gay shit. Nobody cares about Dogecoin. Stick with Bitcoin. Stick with Ethereum. They're backed by the Russian, Eurasia gang. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm spurging. More and more strategists believe investors are underestimating the outlook for consumer prices. David Roche, president of the investment firm Independent Strategy, is among them. U.S. inflation rate, which stood at 2.6% in March from a year earlier, could rise much higher. My own view is that we will see inflation of probably 3 to 4% by the middle of next year. 3 or 4%, I know. Got to be careful about the language, just to make sure. This is CNBC. This was 2 days ago. My own view is that we will see inflation of probably 3 or 4%. Let's see here. Inconsistent with, say, U.S. 10-year bond yields at 1.6%. The reason prices will rise, and really there are a couple of things, is that you're going to end up with, on the other side of COVID, huge demand as consumers spend the excess savings which they have accumulated. I'm broke as a joke. Let me tell you something. I've blown that fucking money. I'm selling DVDs to make money. Anyway, don't worry. I'm not going to let that veneer come through too much. I'm sorry, but yeah. And you're going to end up with big government forever. Oh boy, what is this? What is this Lolbert shit? Hold on. And you're going to end up with big government forever. And that, of course, is less efficient and less efficiency. Oh, shut up, libertarian. Shut up. Oh, I'm just going to throw a rock at your head. Is that okay? God damn. Shut up, libertarian. Roche's comments come amid heightened discussion over the direction inflation will take. I'll go ahead and look at that one. Fed would be behind the curve, however, it's going to mistake what it calls transitory inflation and kind of gloss over it while, yeah. Okay, think about what people love. They love long duration equities right now. That shows that people are kind of ill-prepared for this higher inflation. What's the probability we're going to get higher inflation than people think? We think the probability of that happening is quite high. Yeah, okay. I agree with most of that, but the whole libertarian stuff, shut the fuck up. Oh, big government bad. Wah, wah. Shut up. Put on a new diaper and take this binky. Take this binky filled with weed and shut up. Filled with like marijuana juice or something. Shut up. Take your binky and be quiet. I'm so goddamn. I went off the rails. Okay, when the hell was this? Investors are poorly prepared for inflation. He worries. Okay, think about what people love. Blah 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 blah. Okay, when you start to see interest rates go up and you start to get people more optimistic on the economy, then those groups start underperforming. That's there's a kind of bifurcated market. You got a portion of the market that is extraordinarily overvalued and really doesn't have sound fundamentals. He's sticking by that warning. The group as a whole, I think, is ripe for underperformance. Bernstein, yeah, once again, these guys are fucking idiots. They are. These guys do not see this shit happening. But I do agree, yeah, experts why Bitcoin cryptocurrencies are so important. Ah, yes. I do agree with that. Like I say, I'm kind of a cringe sort of person. I hate the Lolberts. I do. Libertarians are fucking morons in this country. The Rothbardian libertarians. But I do believe Bitcoin is a good investment. I do. Because ultimately, you can turn Bitcoin into any currency you wanted to. Doesn't have to be US dollar. You can change it into rubli. You know, if the Russians take hold, be like, hey, it's like, hey, buddy, you know, hey, tovarish. They don't use tovarish anymore, but it's like, hey, tovarishi. You know, can I transfer this into rubli? Can I do that? And how much is that going to be worth? Or hey, shungdi. You know, say that in Chinese. I mean, you wouldn't go up, but yeah. Hey, shungdi, how much yuan or how much renminbi would this Bitcoin be worth? You know, they probably wouldn't do that because now China has their own. I don't know, but it's like there's a potential there for it's like that's how you kind of skirt a lot of bullshit so that you know you don't lose the value immediately. You're like, oh, this Bitcoin, I can get money in Chinese yuan, or I can get in rubles or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's retarded. Probably is. But yeah, that's my attitude towards that. Inflation is going to hit. People, like I say, don't listen to these morons who I did read about because I doubt that they have a complete 100% control on it. Let me go ahead and see. Inflation 2022. Let's see here. Inflation. Okay, let's see here. U.S. inflation rate. Okay, trading economics. Let me see here. Is there any Brazil's 2022 outlook? 3 to 4% though. Fed. Okay, facts. Fed rate hike next year won't be because of 2022 inflation. Yeah. Fed's Clarita higher inflation continuing into 2022. Okay, so they say inflation moves about 2 to 2.1%. So, like I say, inflation is coming. What they're doing right now is they don't want it to reach like Weimar Republic levels of like a wheelbarrow to get a loaf of bread. Like I say, you can't just go money printer go brrr. You can't do that. So it's like, okay, they have to balance it out, like, and I think everyone's just they're trying to figure out how they're going to do this so that they can keep people happy because they know on the racial front. I mean, if you're Joe Biden's administration, I imagine the think tanks and the brain trusts that are there are like, okay, we got these racial tensions. We've already got we've already got Maxine Waters. We got AOC out there. Apparently, AOC, by the way, is going to debate. What's her name? The Marjorie Taylor Greene on the Green New Deal. Oh my gosh, it sounds so fucking retarded. Okay, anyway, but I imagine they're like, okay, we got Maxine Waters, we got AOC out there. They're going to lock down these protests. They're going to co-opt them. So we're good on that. We're going to, but now we've got, we're getting these MAGA peds arrested. We got that down. Okay. Now the economy. Now we're in a tough spot. We're in a tough spot right now. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to keep everything happy. All right. The Fed is going to do what they're going to do because ultimately nobody controls the Fed. But, I imagine there must be some sort of back channel where it's like, hey man, what's going on? And I imagine that shit goes on all the time. But yeah, that went real fucking schizo as I always do. I hope y'all enjoy that. Give it some thoughts and say, Uncle Thomas Magnum, you're somewhat right, but overall you're full of shit. I always, like I say, please put whatever you want in the comments and just say, no, you're full of shit, bro. And I know YouTube's probably going to delete it because they're coping. And apparently there was this incident where they linked, because they linked something from Jonestown, that a Google moderator blocked it. I was like, that's some, damn. Like I say, that's the only time I'm going to mention it. But that was some cringe shit. Luckily, I'm on Odysee. Check out my Odysee channel, which is, let me go ahead and let me put the link. I'm going to start putting the link in the YouTube description. So, shout out to my Odysee. Get on Odysee a little bit. I know Odysee, I'm going to be honest. They're not going to pay me money for this, but Odysee has its problems. But you know what? Overall, it serves as an alternative. And to me, if you want to see, there's a lot of shit going up there on Odysee. There's a lot of like odd movies and stuff like that. It's not just conservatives and, wignats and whatnot. Those are there. Yeah. The wignat, the smarter wignats know that BitChute is dead. So they're going to Odysee, but I'm just saying, I think Odysee is a good alternative to YouTube. I'll admit once again is that you know their servers are getting there. They're getting there, but they're not perfect. But yeah, I'd say go shout out the Odysee. I'm gonna make sure I do that right now. So see you later on that one, and I got some other videos to put out. So see you later. Goodbye.